So here are the two competing theories. On one side, you have what's called Keynesian theory of economics, and on the other side, you have the Austrian theory of economics. They're the two theories that tell us what money is by explaining what an economy should do and what role, if any, governments and central banks should play in all of it. Now, today, the experiment we're living through is called the Keynesian theory of economics. Every nation in the world is living through it, and here's how it works. It starts with a very simple assumption. People are dumb, right? Economies are not stable on their own. If we leave the economy alone, it would fall into a recession or a depression, which causes a lot of suffering, unemployment, makes a lot of people sad. Therefore, the governments and central banks have to help us during those times of crises. How do they help? Well, they help by making it easier to borrow money, by lowering interest rates, running deficits, aka borrowing more than earning, and maybe injecting some money into the system so that people keep on spending money. In a Keynesian economy, stopping a collapse is way more important than letting the market reset, even if that means we're gonna have higher debt, which is what we have right now as a country. It's even more important even if it means the price of stuff, like real estate, gets inflated and makes more people renters. So from that point of view, a world where stocks and housing and other assets are at all-time highs doesn't mean that something's broken. It's actually the system working exactly as it was designed. And Keynesians believe that inflation, aka the price of everything in this world, should go up by about 2% per year. Why? Because they believe it helps incentivize people to spend their money rather than to save it. Hold on, why would we want to encourage people to spend rather than to save? Because, they argue, it's our constant spending that forces us to innovate, to create better things. If all we did was save our money, there wouldn't be a Disneyland, there wouldn't be a McDonald's, right? That's the Keynesian point of view. Now, the Austrian point of view looks at all of that and says, none of that is true. Don't believe any of that.